People look at the way that their grandma used to treat their granddad, and they moan about how they don't get that treatment themselves. But let me ask you this. Did your granddad ever have to be told to get off of the PlayStation? Did he ever have to be told to go out and get a job? Did he ever have to be told to go out and work? Welcome back to James Lake Show. And today I have a crazy video. You've probably seen by the title, like, what is this guy talking about? What's this pro-feminist guy talking about? Wrong. I'm actually the opposite. I hate the idea of feminism. Look, I'm not someone who's trying to disempower women. I'm just someone who's trying to say the same people who tell you business can't work and it's so unfair for them are the same people who hate the opposite sex. And do you know what? Probably it applies to both sexes. But here I am, a man. I can talk on my own experience. Someone who probably hated the world the way that you young bucks hated the world. And then I come to a place of wisdom, understanding that life is very much like a seesaw. And once you understand that life is like a seesaw, everything that you complain about works. Oh, you want to have money? Well, you're going to have to go through hard times. The thing is, when people are not accountable, they look at the hard times. That's so unfair. I can't do that. Yo, it was hard for everyone. Even the people who thought it was easy for, they have their own trials and tribulations. I'm going to get into all of that. And I also have two questions I'm going to answer on business. One is, at what point when you're starting an eBay business, like I did, and becoming a multi-millionaire, what point do you start and make a legal entity to protect your assets and also to prevent yourself from going bankrupt if the business goes the other way? And I had a comment from a guy called I Post Truthful Videos, and I'll just get to that part because I'm going to answer the question in a second. But he says, James, you're 100% right. There is a lot of dumb people with successful businesses. It's about perseverance. And yeah, facts. And I also shout out to my brother Devante, who is in the James Lake Show Discord, who posted yesterday. He's made 300K in sales. So amazing. It's good to see other people out there working, not making these bull-esque claims that, oh, it's so unfair. Just like you guys do with women. Like I say, follow me. I'm just going to grab my special salt crystal. Guys, I'm not going to show you the brand of this because I think I'm going to start selling this. I shouldn't give away secrets, but look, if someone tries to get to it and start selling it before me, I know they're not going to do better anyway. So if you want to take it, take it. But soon, you're going to see James Lake Show selling these salt crystal. So when it comes to women, guys, a bit like business, people always look at people who are rich and they think it's so unfair for them, or they look at a woman they want and they think it's so unfair that she doesn't treat it this way, or maybe you're married and your woman speaks back to you and this and that. And I think that what I've seen, I wet it. By the way, this is like a salt crystal, and I think the maths is this. People's armpits smell. Comment down below if this is correct. People's armpits smell because like bacteria is growing in the armpit. And what doesn't happen in the Dead Sea? Nothing lives. Why? Because there's too much salt. So maybe putting this salt crystal in there, the reason you don't smell a BO is because bacteria can't live. And maybe this is better than putting any aluminium in your armpits or any of that. So, hey, even if you don't buy it from me, you should go get yourself healthy. So, essentially, it's this. Follow me. You have to sit opposite me and I'm going to get into it. Yo, how's it going? Yeah, good. Just making a video. You're going to get a haircut? Yeah, I'll go. I got my haircut t-shirt on, actually. Yeah, nice. Yeah, we'll go after this, yeah? Sweet, bro. Come and take a seat opposite me. People look at the way that their grandma used to treat their granddad, and they moan about how they don't get that treatment themselves. But let me ask you this. Did your granddad ever have to be told to get off of the PlayStation? Did he ever have to be told to go out and get a job? Did he ever have to be told to go out and work? Like, no, most of these people, their woman was running behind them, trying to keep up. If anything, it was like, don't go out so much. Don't make work all your life, all this kind of stuff. Now you've got these people who want to be 50-50 because they bought into the modern idea of feminism. And they want to be 50-50. They much want to be in the same position that their woman is. They want to be in a 50-50 partnership. But they want to get all the benefits that their granddad had. They want to be treated like this. They want to be treated like that. Listen. The only way you're going to be treated traditionally like your granddad was is polarity. Like I say, life is a seesaw. I can hazard to guess. Now, it's not the case of everyone, but most people's granddads or relatives, if you go back, you can put that down on the table, by the way. It's got to stand. Most of, put it all the way down. Nice one, princess. Most of our granddads were hyper-masculine. So what did that mean? That meant that our grandmas were hyper-feminine. So you go over to your grandma, they're running around, they're doing this, they're doing that. They won't let your granddad lift up a hand. But most of you guys can't mimic that. Your woman still has to remind you to do stuff. You still have to be told to work hard. You still have to be told to remember to be ambitious. I literally know guys who their woman is the reason why they're working hard. Like, that's so opposite of me. And I'm not saying this is some like praise party for me. I'm just saying it as this. I say to Beaksy often that the reason I'm so proud of myself is not because of what I've done so far, and it's going to be a lot further, God willing. The reason why I'm so proud of myself is every single day I go to bed knowing there's nothing more I could have given the day. Like, okay, I have bad habits that I want to start like fixing, and I want to become a better version of myself. But in terms of work, output, even if I stopped my bad habits, I couldn't do anymore. Like, I'm just at capacity. So most people are not living that way. Most people stop going to the gym when they get the woman. Most people stop working when they get the woman. So what happens is the woman liked them because they were this hyper-masculine, disciplined person. But in fact, all of that hyper-masculinity and discipline was only to get the woman. Your mindset, your discipline, your hyper-masculinity should be existing with or without a woman. The woman is just the bonus. And if you're a warrior doing everything that you should be doing, in the end, your woman will just fit in and it will be a yin-yang. This whole Chinese thing where it's like yin and yang, the world is yin and yang. If you love your woman too much, she's going to fucking run off and she's not going to love you anymore. Like, that's just how it is. And I don't mean that in like I mean it in just, you need to be hyper-focused on your mission, hyper-focused on your discipline. From the moment she met you, you're still getting better. Most people, from the moment their woman met them, they're getting worse. And then they wonder why she treats you disrespect. Oh, it was so good at the start. It was so, yeah, of course it was so good at the start, because you were better. If I was a woman, objectively, I would be more attracted to the version of you at the start. You weren't weak. You weren't emotional. If she disrespected you, you weren't interested. You wouldn't talk back. Now what happens is you get so hooked up on this woman's validation and the way she behaves to you, it revolves around her. You're not working anymore. You've got fat and you're jealous of who she's speaking to. Like, okay, you might have a bad woman. She's speaking to whoever, whatever. But the point of what I'm saying is, if you do exactly as your granddad did, your wife is likely to do exactly as your grandma did. And I've seen people whose women disrespect them, and I kind of see a common denomination. Those people aren't like champions, aren't people who are working their ass off. Look, nothing's easy. It's not easy going out and working every single hour of the day. But it's even worse getting disrespected by your woman, or even not having a woman. So you've got to pick your poison. It's like, oh, I want to be successful, but I don't want the hardship. Okay, then you don't want to be successful. Oh, I want to get respect from a woman. All right, well, respect yourself. Those who want respect, give respect. You can't even respect yourself enough to get up and go to the gym. And you're thinking, oh, my woman doesn't do this. Yeah, of course she's going out and hang out with male friends. You can't even pull your finger out. Like, this is the thing. You need to make yourself, and it doesn't come instantaneously, because there was many times in my early 20s that life didn't go the way I wanted to go, but I didn't hate the world because of it. I understood that it was a transgression, and it was a transmission towards. But most people, yeah, they don't understand that you have to become the person that you want to be treated like. You know, well, you expect to be treated like a king while you behave like a pauper. That's not how it works. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. And like I said, I'm not a feminist. I'm the opposite. I really, really don't like feminism. I think that we are this beautiful culmination of femininity and nurturement, and masculinity and warrior, and the two together can make a formidable team. But I think both are trying to be both, and that doesn't work. That doesn't change the fact that we have like great women in my business. Beaksy's even recording me now, and she's the highest person in the business, second to me, and she's a woman. But I do believe that women and men, they need to like understand how to best be with one another. And if you try to be the other person, it won't work. And what men are trying to be, they don't understand it, is they want to make the woman their equal, where we're not equal. One is higher in other areas and one is higher in other areas. And you make a teammate. And that's why if you're running a family, a woman is going to be better at nurturing the kid. Not the all police, but they are. And the man is going to be better at delivering the disciplined hard lessons. And I think that people are trying to be everything, and then wonder why the woman isn't treating you like you're a man, because you're not being the man. Are you the person who, when the woman is wondering, like, how's everything gonna be okay? No, it's fine, don't worry. Or you sat on the bed next to her, worried with her. Like, there is no circumstances in which all of the weight isn't on my shoulders. And yeah, major key. So stop with the feminist attitude, because a lot of you guys don't even know it. You think you're traditional, but you act like your woman is your 50-50 partner. You shouldn't be acting that way from man to woman or woman to man. A woman has responsibilities that the man doesn't have, and a man has responsibilities that the woman doesn't have. And if you get them right, everything will be in perfect harmony. Like I said, guys, this quote, I can't remember who said the quote, but fruit wouldn't rot if man lived in harmony with Mother Nature. And that exists with your interpersonal relationships, with everything. I've had business partners leave from this company and saying, like, oh, I can't wait to take all your business. And then no one stays with them because they don't understand how to be. Like I said, guys, the most important thing about this is those who want respect, give respect. And in the end, you'll be successful if you master that. Anyway, on to the business quotes. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you disagree with anything, comment down below. And also, I'm going to put my Discord server down below. So join my Discord if you have any questions on business, on intersex dynamics, and faith. But like I say, my faith is more just about my love for God. I'm not a scholar, so I can't give you advice on actual faith. So now, we have Rose with Thorns, RWT. Assalamu alaikum. Sorry, another question. At what point do you set up a business as a legal entity and make a website, etc.? Jazakallah khair. Okay, so when it comes to making a business, there's two kind of schools of thought of this. The minute you set up a legal entity versus just selling on eBay, you now have obligations, so you have to do your return, you have to do a tax return, that kind of stuff. A return and a tax return is different, by the way. So you've got a return, which basically confirms like the ownership of the shares, the company registered address. I think that happens every single October. Or that might be October to my company, and it's wherever, I don't know. Anyway, so you have the return, which even though it's not that big a deal, it's just these are all these little things you're gonna have to do to maintain your business, so they're worth considering before you start. So you have to now file returns, you have to file tax returns. So there are obligations, and if you, for some reason, stop doing your business, you still have to commit to those obligations because they're legal. So that's worth having to think about. But the second thing, and this is the reason why I advocate for setting up a business on day one, is because, well, there's two reasons, and I'll go with the less important one first. The less important one is that if you start a limited company, I guess this is pretty important too, but for me it's less important. If you start a limited company, not for me as in particular, it's just I don't see it as important. But you start a limited company, now if anything goes wrong, the liabilities are limited to the organization. So it's not gonna come and take your wealth personally. So that's a major, major advantage of starting a limited company. The major advantage for me is a bit like the limited part. I'll show you on here. Imagine this is me. And now I'm financing my business and I'm financing everything from this bank account here, right? And now it's easy for me to think that this money is my money and I'm dipping into that money for that, right? Now the better version is you have your own idiotic spending habits like I have myself, and then you have the business. And the business you treat sacred. The business, what you'll do is you'll say, I will never take a penny from this unless it makes money. Now that becomes more complicated if the money's all pulled in within your own. I set up a legal entity because of two reasons. It makes me feel like I'm a real businessman now, because when I feel like a real businessman, it's easy to act like a real businessman. And a lot of what I say is hard to get through the first 3 years of business. So any smidgen of what a weird word, but anyway, any like little bit of gas fuel, like jet fuel, you need to use. So if starting a limited company is gonna make you walk with your shoulders back and work a little bit harder because you skin in the game, then do it. But I know my dad, he was like, shouldn't have set a limited company up so soon because he thought I was jumping the gun. But I just think start as you mean to go on. If you really believe your plans, just do it. Because what will happen is, let's say you do it for a year and then you start a business, then you've missed out on a year's worth of trading history and you might need to get credit. You might need that reputational assurance to suppliers who are looking to deal with you. So I would start it up. Now, you did say in there as well, like when should you start websites and stuff? I didn't start a website till I was literally clearing £1 million net a year. Now, that's probably not the right way to do it. You could probably start a website up on year 1 or year 2. But for me, the fundamentals of business are this. I want to find a way to start the business for as cheap and low risk as possible. And if I'm, say, starting with £2,000 or £3,000 or even £1,000, that's the cost of a website, £1,000. Or, okay, you could use your own time. But what are you looking to do? You're looking to buy and sell, make money. So you have to ask yourself, is making the website going to make you more money? And if the answer is no, then again, what I said to you yesterday, a bit like ego and trying to run before you can walk, just buy and sell. I actually know a guy who started out a food business, like a health business, selling goji berries, like a few years ago. I was somewhat involved in the business. Now, goji berries have now I could get shot for saying this, right? So don't judge me too much, but goji berries have a very specific nutritional value per dried goji berry. Now, I lent the brother 10 grand, I think it was. And I said, and this is no besmirch to him, we all learn, you know. I lent him 10 grand. And I think they spent 2 of that getting the lab tests done for the nutritional content of the goji berries, despite the fact they had 3 suppliers of goji berries. So, okay, you're going to say, but you need to get that done. Well, maybe you do. Or maybe you could just go onto Amazon and look at the nutritional value of every other single goji berry and save yourself 2 grand. And maybe that's not technically right because it's not your goji berry. But let me ask you this. Are you going to get every one of your 3 goji berry suppliers done? No. So maybe not putting your own red tape up is smart. Now, probably people are like, no, you need to get the nutritional value. Yeah, you need to get the nutritional value. But in my market trader head, I'd be thinking a goji berry is a goji berry. I'm going to go to the goji berry nutritional contents and get it done there. So yeah, there's that. So I just think that don't put up more red tape than you have to. Setting up a website is probably more red tape than you have to if your core business is going to be made on Amazon. So yeah, think about that. Oh, and guys, make sure you follow me on Instagram, James Lake Show. If you're enjoying these videos, I'm going to continue to make these monologues. And now, the final question, I think I touched on this earlier, but I post truthful videos, said he's, yeah, 100% right. And there's a lot of people, a lot of dumb people with successful businesses. And yeah, I don't think anyone's dumb per se, but I just think there's a lot of people who maybe you could look at and think like, how have they done that? But really, it's the understanding of a mindset. If you can work hard and not quit, you're going to get successful. But anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm making another one tomorrow. Make sure you join my Discord community. The link is going to be posted down in the comments below and pinned. And comment anything you want to know. You want to know about business. You want to know about mindset. Like I say, all of my business advice, it is applicable to anything. Like even looking at what Jake Paul's done. Okay, you might not like the guy, but he's showing everyone that anything's possible. He went into the ring with one of like the all-time legends, regardless of whether you think it's fixed, whatever. You could look at it and think, man, that's crazy. There's no way that him at 15 thought that could have happened. So it's badass. And I truly believe that the key to life is crazy self-belief. Even down, I've seen that because I've been told so many times by finance guys, James, the business is going to go bankrupt. For 10 years, I've been told that the business is going to go bankrupt, and it never did. And now, like, we're cooking on gas. And actually, guys, even in the summer, I had super, super stressful times, but I didn't lose faith. And we nearly ran out of cash in the spring. Well, we got like to 90 grand. Bear in mind, I have like a salary, a wage bill of like 120. So I got down to 98, I think. And now we got 400 grand more cash than we had back then at the same point in the quarter, just before the, yeah, crazy. And I won't get into details, but the point is, if I listened to metrics and rationale, my business would have shut. But here we are, business is fantastic, and it's about not giving up. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Over and out.